Good morning, class. I thought that this would be a neat way to do your read aloud, and this is called a podcast, and I want you all to get out your Storytime books. We'll be reading Seymour Simon's Mountains. I want you to follow along as I read out loud. Mountains are a dramatic reminder of ages past and ages to come. They seem to be solid and unchanging, but they are not everlasting. Mountains are born, grow tall over the years, change their shapes, and are finally worn down and disappear into the earth from which they came. These processes take millions of years, but a million years in the life of our planet is like a few days in the life of a person. Mountains are tall, but just how tall does one have to be called a mountain? The Himalayan mountains in Central Asia have at least 14 peaks over 26,000 feet. Mount Everest in the Himalayas is the highest mountain above sea level in the world, 29,028 feet. That's 5.5 miles above sea level, taller than the world's 26 tallest skyscrapers stacked one atop the other. I want you to look at this picture. This illustration shows the Himalayan mountains, and the big mountain is Mount Everest. The Alps of Europe, the Andes of South America, and the Rockies of Western North America each have dozens of peaks taller than 10,000 feet. Air temperature drops about 3 degrees Fahrenheit for every 1,000 feet in altitude. So the peaks of many tall mountains, such as the Jungfrau in the Alps, are always cold and always covered by snow year-round. The Appalachians are a group of old worn mountains 1,200 miles long in the eastern United States. Only a few Appalachian peaks are as high as 6,000 feet, and many are much lower. This hill in New York's Catskill Mountains is less than 3,000 feet above sea level. In the Himalayas, or the Alps, mountains like this would be called foothills. Whether to call something a mountain seems to depend upon who is looking at it and how high its surroundings are. I want you to think for just a minute. We've talked about valleys and canyons and hills and mountains this week. How do you know whether or not something is considered a mountain? Turn and talk to your neighbor.